welcome everyone. So glad to see some faces. We do want this to be interactive. This is our monthly MLS Monday. So if you haven't joined us before, this is a lot of fun. This is an open forum, ask questions. We do have a topic today, which is open houses. Mark and Michelle are going to talk about how to make sure you are ready for your open house. And this goes for a buyer or a seller. Like, do you know the neighborhood you're actually going into? Make sure you're prepared, make sure you've got that information. And then towards the end, I'm just going to go over some tips and tricks to share with your buyers and sellers for the open house. And this is, again, a sharing thing. So at the end, if you've got some tips and tricks, things that you've seen that people do that you were like, wait, do people really do that at an open house? Share with the group. We're all here to learn. If you've got specific questions for Mark or Michelle that are MLS related, you're more than welcome to ask questions again towards the end. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome Mark Messimer.
Hi.
And also to let you guys know, this is recorded and we do post all of these on the SCORE website. So if there's ever something that you learn, you can come back and rewatch these. It usually takes us about 4 days to get them posted onto the website, but we do post those. And if you have ideas for future topics, like something you've always wanted to learn, we take suggestions for future classes. So, Mark.
Hi. Michelle, hi. She's muted. There she is.
Oh, I was just laughing when Jody said MLS related, because I don't think they want our advice on anything. But
okay, that's fair.
Yes. Let's talk about the most important thing, though, catering. Where's the best caterer? That's what we need to know. Hey, Michelle, open houses are open again. We're back up and running. It's like normal, and we're still following good behavior habits out there when you're in the open house. And I know Jody's going to touch on those. Michelle, I'm going to touch on the sort of the mechanics of gathering materials, gathering information about your marketplace. And I want to start off with I've chosen an open house. Let's put it that way. And it's actually a real open house on market. So let me do a screen share here and get that going. So I have chosen, let's see, where's that listing? Oh, I just had it up here. Oh, here it is, 1893 Blossom Hill Road. And that's I'm going to just pretend like that's my listing for this afternoon, right? I've got it in listing management. I've entered some open houses in the listing management process. I'm doing, I think, I've got 3 dates planned over the next week or so. But, I need to know a couple of things. I want to know, hey, where do I find all the rest of the open houses? So I know who else is on. But I really want to go into, I need to get some marketing started. I've only got a week here until my first open house, and I need to get some things. I need to get some people to know about it, and I want to do a social media post. But who has time for graphics, right? Who has time to get all that? So let me just start with the something they may not know. We may not know out there. Hey, right up here, I'm in Matrix. I'm on the main search screen. Here's my search option up in the upper left-hand corner. And guess what? If you come down, open houses. Matrix built in a way to just quickly dive right into your house, right? Dive right into a neighborhood, dive into a zip code, dive into an MLS area, what's going on in the open house world. It works just like Matrix. It's really simple. Residential, single family, and I'm going to put in the street number of 1893. And this is a sort of a little, look how much, I'm going to take that out. Look down at the bottom left corner of the screen, right down here, 605 open houses coming up that are on the calendar already. But if I just go to the street number and go to, 1893, I go down to 3. Street numbers are such a great way to search in Matrix because they're very unique. And here are the results, 1893, that's my property. Let's take a look at it on the map real quick. What else has gone in yet? Now we're only on Monday. The open houses don't start on until Friday or so. So as you get closer and closer to the open house date, more and more listings are going to start showing up. That's just sort of the habits of the MLS listings agent. So I want to save this search. I'm going to check on it maybe a couple times a day just to see what else is coming up. Standard Matrix search save, guys. Bottom left-hand corner for that save button. It's a brand new save search I'm opening up, and I'm just going to name it 1893 open house. Oh, what was that? There we go. Open house. And boy, this is an important button right here. Enable is a favorite search on the dashboard. My dashboard's here under the My Matrix option. I want it to stay there so I don't have to go keep looking for it, kind of stuff. And here's the save button. And now all I have to do all week long as I'm, as I keep an eye on what's going on in this neighborhood, I come up to My Matrix. It goes to the dashboard, and there it is right there. 1893 open house search. It's going to keep track of everything going on around me. Okay. You know what I need to, as I said before, Michelle, I got to get some marketing done. I want to, I really want to get to the neighbors. It seems like, who shows up for an open house? All the neighbors, right? A, they're coming for the food. We all know that. B, what's my house worth? I've always wanted to look inside of that house. Let's see what they're worth. Maybe I can figure out what mine's worth, all that kind of stuff. And there's an easy way right from Matrix to find every single neighbor. Going back up to that search option, right up in the upper left-hand corner, and coming down to the public records, because Matrix, and it has for a while, it's allowed you to search for everybody's house in the state of California, basically. I can find anybody here. Now I'm gonna do a map search way down here at the very bottom. There's lots of ways to get to the map. I can come down to the very bottom of the screen. I got one right here in the middle of the screen, and oh yeah, there's one at the top of the screen too. Lots of options for map search. This house sits over off of Blossom Hill Road, as I said. So I'm going to do some zoom in here. And I know, hey, Carlos, you're out there with me, right? For those of you that have not met Carlos Rodriguez before, Carlos is one of our trainers. Carlos, there's a video on map search, correct?
There is.
Yes. Yeah. So you can always go up and catch the video if you need to, what did Mark do? All that kind of stuff.
It's the Matrix 201. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Matrix 201 includes all that. So
that piece of property, that my subject property, my listing is right here in this neighborhood, right between Lee and Union. And I'd really like to get some flyers or something into the mailbox, or the front door of all the neighbors in the neighborhood. So I'm just going to do a simple draw a polygon, and I'm going to start right here. Remember, when you draw it on the map, every time you change a corner, or you make a corner, give it a click, give it an anchor. Just going to do a real simple one. Everybody that lives here, and if I click the results button right up on top, here come all the homeowners. Click it again. Here come all the homeowners. Where are they? There they are. Yeah, that didn't work. Please hold. What do I wrong there, Carlos? Let's delete that.
I think you do this 1,000 times and it's always works.
Yeah, usually it works, and when you're teaching in class, it happens. But such is technology.
I'm going to go back and have a little talk with Matrix here. There we go. 817. Yeah. Now clicking on the results. You guys didn't see that I went to Bakersfield for some reason there. We're not marketing in Bakersfield this week. Next week, we're going to show how to market in Bakersfield. Hey, folks, here are all the people that own a home in that area, that little map of San Jose that I drew right there, okay? And the cool part about it is, if I say take all of these listings, all of these homes, and print, look at down there in that bottom left corner, print the mailing labels right there. You can print mailing labels right from Matrix now if you didn't know that. Save it to an Excel file, right? Export it out. If you like to work in Excel, you can export it out, run it into Excel, and then keep an eye on all those neighbors that are around that you're going to continue to talk to. But the key thing is now is, my problem is this: I'm not real artistic. I'm not a graphic designer, things like that. I need to get something really snazzy about the marketplace or about this home into the hands of all of these neighbors. And that's why I brought Michelle. Because Michelle owns the goodies that gets something important into the hands of all these neighbors. So Michelle, I'm going to let you take it from here and the wonders of AccuList.
Yeah. Oh, overselling.
Yeah,
Overselling.
just a little. Just a little.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff that I think that could be really helpful. In fact, I was thinking of that real life scenario, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, you've identified the people who own homes in the area, or you send it to the home, and maybe there's renters there or something. But anyway, that you're kind of targeting a very specific area. So the first thing is, because you have your listing, I did want to remind people that you're going to see a buyer's guide, right? So the first thing you're going to get the day after you list is something from Access. I'm going to show it to you guys here. And just so you guys can keep your eye on it, it's only made available to the listing agent, right? So, it's just sent to you. You can't request it. You don't request it. You just get it. So anytime you have a new listing, the next morning, we automatically push these out. It has your contact information, your picture, and the first picture of the property, along with details about that zip code. Now, there's a couple cool things about this. So it's meant to be kind of a leave behind, if someone's, if you leave them in the property while people are showing it, or if you want to show it to your seller and say, hey, here's some of the marketing we're doing for you, there's some things that can happen there. The really cool part about it, I think, is, well, you don't have to do anything. That's the first thing. The second part that's really great is that if your property is priced above the median price, we automatically take that median price off comparison. We put a sold number. So you can see here on the closed sales on that left-hand side underneath the photo of the property, if your home is under the median, it will show the median sale price for the for that zip code. If yours is over, then we go to closed sales. And the reason for that is we were hearing back from agents that the house was larger and the median, it was very nicely done. It was recently remodeled. It was on a huge lot. There's lots of reasons why you would be over the median,
right?
But they didn't feel like they had the ability to explain that, right? So they didn't have the opportunity. So if you left this behind, you didn't get to explain that. So we go to closed sales. So this particular one from today is over the median, and that's why you see the closed sales there. So that's a really cool, just right out of the gate resource for people who are, have a new listing in the area. But then I was thinking, like I said, about your scenario, and I thought to myself, well, you probably know the area that you've highlighted, right? So if you have a listing there, you may have targeted that area, you may work there, that's great. So you may know the stats on that, but what if someone replies back and says, I want to live in Campbell, or I'm looking to move to Hollister, or I'm looking to shift. And you say, well, I don't really know that much about Hollister. And that's not something you ever want to say. And so you would say, sure, let me get you some information, or maybe a couple things that you need to know about that market. And so let's try, for example, Campbell, and you would say, sure, let me pull up a few things, or let me tell you about that. Now, this is where Aculus comes into play, because this is where you're going to get those stats 10 minutes or less, presentation ready, which is going to be really helpful in either that market or another one. So for example, if you're going out with this and you're going to try to send people something, well, you might want to start with Blossom Valley, right? So you might want to go into the stats of the place that you're going for. Notice there's a Blossom Valley in San Mateo County, so be careful. You'd want to choose the top one and click there. And this is part of the 3 free, right? So you receive 3 free every month. So this is one of them, and I would recommend you take a look at it. It's going to show you a comparison. So right now, what are the stats? It's going to show you a comparison to last month and a year ago, which is really helpful right now, because a year ago stats are not very helpful, right? So we're going to have to be real careful with those. But then also a 2-year trend line on some of how quickly the market's moving, and the sale to list price ratio, which is really high right now in Santa Clara County. So you click email me this report. We grab your photo, we grab the data, we send it to you. And that's one of the ones that I would recommend sending for sure to people who are in that area, so they have a quick, here's how much your house might be worth, here's what neighborhood stats look like. This is just the conversation starter, right? This is not necessarily about any one property. This is just about what's happening in the market. It's a great time to sell. And hopefully a report like this could be helpful to you when you're getting started.
And that's a great description, a conversation starter. I like that.
It is, because, you know, someone's going to tell you, oh, but we, you know, demolished the second bathroom to make a recording studio or something. You're like, what?
What?
What? And so then you know, it's property specific, you know, oh, well, we really like pinks. Our house is pink, like, you know, so it's going to be very property specific. You're going to have to make some adjustments. But when you're blanketing an area, you know, when you're looking at a zip code, it makes a big difference, especially in San Jose or some of these larger cities. So you want to get as close as possible to the geography. So we have zip codes, MLS areas, and cities. Now, some people choose cities because then you can print out a really big list and get it to a lot of people. And then
Right.
when they call you, you say, well, let me get you your zip code, because actually
Well,
that
that's a
zip
good
code's
idea.
been appreciating faster, or that zip code's actually, there's a little bit of a break. So as a buyer, that could be very favorable to you. So whatever the circumstance, you can certainly pick out some data here that might be helpful to you. And then you'll be kind of knowledgeable about, you know, what's going on there and how are you doing. So whether it's the area you're working, the geography, the zip code, you know, whatever, or even if someone comes back and say, hey, I'm really actually looking to get out. I'm looking to move closer to my parents. I'm looking to get more space, whatever the case, quickly get some stats on this. So it's kind of a double value.
Yeah,
Double
I could see that.
helper.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, you used the magical word branding, and I saw the pictures. It was Michelle Perry. I didn't know if that was a relative to you know, you're Michelle, and we've got a Miranda Perry, or it was a nice mixture. But hey, what if I get the report and my picture's not there, right?
Oh yeah, that's really great. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we
let
should
me
take a
show
look at
you.
that.
Let me give you back to that, because that is true. And it happens a lot, a lot more than I would think. One of the things is when you're out here and you're searching, so it knows it's me, that's Michelle there. It knows how many free I have. I get unlimited as a, as a perk of being an Oculus member. But here's the view upload photo, right? So this link, all it does is it takes you to Pro. So we link with your account in Pro. So as long as your Pro account, right? My info, your contact information, your photo, that's my photo. As long as you're set up in Pro, you know, you're absolutely fine. And so that's how you're going to do that. We can do it for you. You can do it very easily, as you can see there. So that's not hard, but do try to make the most of it. It makes a big difference. Let me grab one for you guys, because I grabbed a couple that I just want to highlight really quickly,
Nice.
Mark, just because of the current market. So this is Blossom Valley, right? So this is what we were talking about. And you can see here, this is really detailed information, right? So you can see a trend line. You can say, you know, well, the sale to list price ratio dipped a little bit, but it hadn't been higher since, you know, 2018. I mean, this is some real, as a seller, you know, even as a buyer, setting expectations. And sometimes, you know, you don't want to say, take my advice. I've done this a long time, even though that's very valid. You could say, there's just the data. Here's the data, right? So, you can also, I love the comparison to last month, because a lot of questions were being asked. And one of the things we're going to focus on in July, just for those of you who are interested, is how do you tell that the market is starting to trend down? It always does. It does. And so what are the signs? And so these month-to-month comparisons start to really tell you a lack of new listings, median prices that are decreasing, days on market that is subtly going up. There's some indicators that we have talked about, and they're going to be on these charts. And so even if you never show this to anyone and you just use it for your own education, that's something I really, really like. The other one that I'm really happy with right now, Mark, and I really, really like this. This is our, it's called the City Stats with Summary Text. Probably the worst name for a report.
It's a bit clinical,
Horrible,
as they say.
Horrible. I apologize on behalf of Oculus, but it's called City Stats with Summary Text. The reason I love it, well, we can talk quartiles, and you know, I'll talk quartiles all the live long day. So it makes, you know, breaks it up into price banding. But my favorite thing right now is this average price per square foot, because you're going to get a lot of people that respond to your inquiry or call you and say, my house is different. I don't like medians. I don't know, you know, my house is unique. And so you can use this to show the price per square foot for the last 12 months and show them. Also for your buyers, why are we getting outbid all the time? Well, it's the highest it's been for a very, look at that price per square foot. So no matter how you slice it, you know, medians are interesting because half under, half over. But when you really come down to it, especially if you're looking for a larger home, you're just paying a pretty large price per square foot. You can tell them that, like in Campbell, I want to aspire to live in Campbell. The second highest quartile is actually where you're paying the highest price per square foot. So the entry level home markets are actually, you know, a little bit better price per square foot. you know, this is the kind of thing where in 10 minutes you could have, you know, 3 or 4 talking points. You could have material to send out to people. One of the things I really recommend, especially for a send out, is I'm going to go back to a city like San Jose, Blossom Valley's in San Jose. Sometimes, you know, some of these lighter marketing materials where you're not like trying to ruin someone's Monday afternoon when they get this, or when you leave it on their doorstep and they just like quartiles, and no one wants to deal with quartiles right now, you know, but this is a great, simple month over month changes with a little note. Hey, let's take a longer term look, or, you know, something. So there's several of these too, depending on what your personal taste is. There's cash out of the housing market. There's navigating. There's one that's specifically for 2021. Let's find value. So it's kind of up to you in terms of what your style is, but I can guarantee you, if you're looking for something to put in front of someone very quickly without doing much work, you know, educate yourself, put it out there. I recommend them. And then you're going to get into a CMA, because then when the person's really interested, you know, this can only go so far. They're aggregated data. It's a conversation starter. And then you have to look at what other tools do you have. Right.
Certainly. And we're going to, as you said, we're going to get down into the sort of the nitty gritty of the individual listings. Hey, I wanted to let everyone know we don't have Michelle for too much longer, but so if you've got any questions, you know, throw them down there in the chat room. We got Carlos and Dave here who can answer stuff if it's matrix oriented, but if you've got a question for Michelle, please show us. Hey, Michelle, I'm going to make you go back one more time to the Oculus link, because I want you to show them that one report that I like. I call it the USA Today report, because it's just got these great graphics that work well. Boy, that was my mom reaching out to me right there. That work well in the social media world.
Oh, the infographics. What are you talking about?
There.
Yeah, they're really great for social media. They're, you know, my always recommendation for these is just to snippet them and use the snippet tool to use them in pieces. And so they are really awesome. This could be 3 different pieces of a social media post, because you know, you can do it by itself. We see it all the time. It looks fine. But if you're trying to stretch it out, make your 3 free work for you, you know, it's kind of nice sometimes to just snippet parts of these and put them as separate posts. But yeah, this was designed with that in mind.
Hey, Malene has a question for, I think it's Malene. I gotta get the name out of the chat room.
Yes, Michelle.
There she is. Hi, Melina.
Oh, hi, Melina.
Hello, how are you, Michelle? Hi, Mark. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh.
My question is, you know, those Oculus reports that you're showing us, you said we get 3 per month, right? Without having to pay for them. So what about if I didn't use the ones for May? They don't carry on to the next month? Either you use them or lose them.
I like her.
Use it or lose it. It reminds me of the old days with the cell phones. Remember when your minutes rolled over and it was like so awesome? Yeah. No, unfortunately we don't. We do 3 free every month. Usually, you know, people can make it work. If you are ever, Melina, or anyone else, and you need that 4th or 5th one, we have people who subscribe because they use hundreds of them, right, every month. That's not going to work. But if you need that 4th or 5th one, you got your listing or you got some data and you're like, wait, because you can't see it until it arrives. Or I thought this report might look a little different. Give us a call, send us a note. We can reset it for you after you've used them. So what I recommend is, see that little feedback button in the bottom right-hand corner? It kind of follows you around down here. It's this little button. If you put in there, you send me an email.
Okay.
So I use my 3 and I'd love a couple free ones, or could you reset me, or, you know, I didn't like that one, whatever the case is. If you hit send, it gives me an email and we can reset it for you. We're trying to help you guys out and have you use them. So if that comes to be, give us a ring. We're happy to help out.
Thank you so much.
So they need to bribe you, right?
No, Carlos. No, I just want people to use it. I mean, we're just trying to make sure that they're used and things. And so we have people all the time, especially as you're starting out. Don't worry, you can't break anything. Request. And then if you don't like them or you have feedback or you just need some free ones, give us a call.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. And as we go along here, if you've got a quick question, like I said, we've got Dave and Carlos with us today. They can answer a quick, you know, matrix or listing management or realist question for you. Michelle, anything? I know you've got an important 3 o'clock you got to do, and we're getting up to that minute. I like the part we're going to talk next month about softening, what happens in a softening marketplace, and how do you spot it? We sort of gave that a trial run last week, and it turned out really good. So we're going to bring
people are pretty interested. Yeah, I mean, as a sneak peek and just a hint, most of your clients are probably asking you when are prices going to come down. I mean, they always do, right? And so one of the things we're going to approach with that are just what are the signs? Because what we found out is they're not happening yet. So there's nothing to indicate with this median price, even just with 3 or 4 days to go in the month. There's nothing to indicate that median prices are coming down. There's nothing to indicate that sale to list price ratio. But we were talking about price decreases. How do you start spotting it, or how do you talk to people about the fact that while we don't have a crystal ball, there are indicators, right? And so I wanted to share that with all of you guys and talk about some of that, especially in the Santa Clara County market. So hopefully we'll see you guys all again soon to talk about those for sure.
Michelle, I really want to thank you. Every month you deliver. I'm sort of just along for the ride. You deliver a great video each month about each county. Dave Scalora, who's in the workshop today, is our editor for those. This is a good thing to listen to right before you go into your open house. Put some good numbers in your head, as they say.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, people are just wondering, we had the bubble talk earlier in the year, and hopefully we gave you 2 or 3 talking points for that. We can always revisit this. I think it's going to be really cool to have a workshop of open forum, but if there's anything you guys are interested in that we can help you with, because your job is tough enough, to be looking at economic factors and changing of different data, that's something we can help out with. So I'm hopeful that we'll see you guys again so we could do some.
Oh, you cut out there. You cut out for a moment. I think it's your AirPods.
My AirPods
Leave
failed.
the pods. So, hey, Michelle, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. As
Thank you,
always,
Michelle.
we will see you. Everybody wave goodbye to Michelle. Bye, Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle.
Whenever you're ready. Thanks. All righty. So, wow. Okay. So we've found our property on the map. Let me go back to the share world again. Back to the share world. So we found our property on the map, right? By going to Matrix and using the search key up here in the upper left to look at open houses. We figured out, hey, why look at 10,010 or 1,010 houses when I can get down to the house I want, 1893, I think it was, right? And it goes right down to the 3 results that are my piece of property. And then we took that and we saved it. We used the save button after we got those results. We used that save button also down there in the bottom left to put it on the dashboard, so I can keep an eye on my open house sort of all week long as things are building up, as we're getting closer and closer and other open houses are coming on the market. So any questions on that before we take that next step into sort of the, what else is going on in my marketplace with a listing by listing environment? So like I say, either, shout it out, yell it from the back of the room, chat about it, put it in the chat, and we'll handle it for you as we go along. So with nothing showing up there, we'll dive right over into what else is going on in this neighborhood, right? What else is selling? What's on the market right now? Michelle talked about it in what she called the aggregated view, meaning all the numbers just all squished together to come up with one median price or one average days on market. We want to look at, let's get down to the listing level. Okay. And for that, we're going to run a CMA. I mean, that's just the way, that's the easiest thing to do. I'm going to move over here to my residential search option. Okay. Now, Dave, you're sort of in charge of our video library out there, David Scalora. The how to run a quick CMA, I think, is the number one video.
I believe so. That's always been popular.
Yeah, I mean, it's for years, and we haven't changed it that much because it's just so good as it is. And it's not real pretty. It's not, as you're going to see here in a moment, it's not the prettiest report in the world, but boy, is it functional. Okay, it gives you the information you need. So, hey, you can find the video up here in our Pro Support Center. Before we go, we'll show that to you. Upper right-hand corner, Pro Support. That's where the video library lives. Okay. So I'm going to build a quick CMA for you. I'm going to active contingent pending and sold.
Mark, can you share screen?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. We love looking at you, but we'd like to see the screen.
Oh, you need to see this. This is what you need. Okay, so I chose active, contingent, pending, and sold. I'm on a PC right now, so I held my control button down, right, to deselect or select multiple items at one time. If you're using the Mac, you hold the command button down and then click the ones you want to select multiple items. Remember that when you choose sold, you better tell us how far you want to go backwards, because if you don't put in a close of escrow date or a time period or a range or something like that, we're going to deliver you 21 years worth of data of solds. Okay. Now, as Michelle said, she related to briefly, how far back do I go in this marketplace? It's sort of a what if. What if I only go back 30 days? What happens if I go back 90 days? You may want to run it a few different ways, but I would say right now, pretty confidently, that if you go back more than 30 days in the Santa Clara County marketplace, that price 60 days ago has no relation to what's going on right now. Okay, speed of market. You get a unique piece of property you're trying to comp up in the mountains, or it's a ranch or something like that. Yeah, you may have to go back 120 days to find something else that's comparable to it. But right now, single family townhome condo in Santa Clara County, San Mateo County, anywhere in our 5 counties, you can probably just go back 30 days. It's certainly going to be a very up-to-date report you're going to get. Now I want to make a comparison to single family homes, because that's what the subject property is at 1893 Blossom Hill Road. And that home is 2,234 square feet. I'm going to use the square footage over here. And, Carlos does a lot of training on CMAs, in our big webinar program. And Carlos, sometimes you search by beds and baths, and other times you search by square footage, right? Maybe try it out both ways.
Right.
And so it's a 2,200 square foot home. I'm going to go 2,000 square feet. And Carlos, I'm going to do a range up to say 2,400 square feet. Okay. I'm not going to put in the beds and baths. We're going to get a little mixture. We're sort of just staying with sort of the footprint of the home itself. And I'm going to use the zip code on this one to give it a geography. And this is 95124. On the zip code side of the world. I got 19 matches right down there. Here are my results. Okay, and this is my custom display. I'll point this out. I'm not going to teach it to you, but I'll point this out. This is a custom display. It's one that I made because I want my data in a certain way. I want the original list price, and I want the list price, and I want the actual sales price, and how much did they pay over? Dave, there is a video for this, right? If I want to make a custom display, they can go to the video library.
I believe so. I know Carlos, I think, just taught it custom displays today. Was that right?
I did.
Exactly. Oh no, I missed it by a morning.
Yeah. So yeah, if anyone wants, just reach out to us. We can send you that link to that video. Sure.
Perfect. So I've got 19 responses, 19 results to the question of, give me a comparison of all the active, pending, contingent, sold listings within the last 30 days in the 95124 zip code that's anywhere between 2,000 square feet and 2,400 square feet. Here's the answer to that question. I've highlighted every one of them because I want to include every one of them in that quick CMA option down there in that green toolbar on the very, very bottom, quick CMA. As David said, this is our, probably one of our most popular reports we have. And as I said, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but boy, does it contain a lot of information for you. The report is broken up into the different statuses. So here are my actives, right? And then I get here my averages, for the actives. My pendings and my solds are down here. Okay, solds as well. Solds will also give you that close of escrow date way out here. Okay, gives you, we add 2 more columns on for sale price and close of escrow date. The third page usually is the page that summarizes things for me. So this is where I get my median sale prices and my maxes and my minimums. And then from there on down are all the other listings that made up this report in what we call a thumbnail environment. So, all the meat of the information, at least for this report that I just ran, is in the first 3 pages, and the remaining 16 pages will really chew up a color print cartridge from you. So you want to stay, you know, maybe just print the first 3 pages. There is another ploy, I'll call it, because I used to be a sales guy a long time ago, and if I sold real estate, and I do not have a real estate license, I have a sort of this, you know, what would they call it? Unauthorized license to teach tech kind of stuff, but I don't have a real estate license. But I would do this. I would take that report and I'd print just one report, nice in color, right? And I'd leave it out there where everyone's going to see it, because when they say, hey, can I take this? Can I take this with me? You get to then say, you know, that's my last copy, but if you just give me your name and address and your email address right here, be happy to send you one. All right. So you sort of use it to you know, get that additional information that you're looking for. Hey, Carlos,
Mark,
what's up?
let me interrupt you for a second. We have Malina Ibarra again with a question, and she's asking, would it be better if we use within a half a mile versus zip code?
Yeah, it could be. It all depends, Melina, on, you know, how tight do you want to be? How specific? You know, you can even do the map draw, Carlos, right? You could just go this little neighborhood right here, because I know all these houses were built at one time. I was thinking that, you know, if for this instant, that bigger zip code, let me be able to talk to my prospective buyer about some of the things going on in the region, right? And then when they say, well, yeah, but what about right here in the neighborhood? Boom, now you got a chance to build the relationship right there and really show your stuff of, let me get you something that's a little closer to town, as they say. Melina, what do you think? Which one do you like to use?
That makes sense. I never use zip code because it gives you way too many properties. And from one street to the next, it could totally change.
Oh, yes. See, but what I like about you, Melina, is you know that. And so use that. Let that customer know. Let me show you all the things I know, right? Hey, if I do it by zip code like I've done here, you're going to get a very general price. But look at what we've done just here in the neighborhood, and then show that report, right? Really, I think all those opportunities give you the opportunity to really show your relevance and your professionalism in the marketplace when it gets down to that level.
Makes sense. Thank you, Mark.
And then we have Kim with another
Kim.
question. School district is a big want.
Yeah, you know, school district, Kim, Michelle has reports that you can order by school district, either elementary school district or high school district, right? So choose a zip code, choose a district. Matrix also allows you to search by district as well. Carlos, that's in the 201 class, right?
Yes, it should be.
And so, you know, why we're just to show you guys, I'm going to go, let's go to the share button here. I'm back on a Matrix. Here we go, on a Matrix homepage. Hey, all those libraries we're talking about, well, they're definitely going to be over here in the YouTube world. Go to YouTube, type in MLS listings. You're going to come up with our channel, Dave's channel. Dave, this is where Dave gets to play. And Dave, you've got playlists, right? You can go right to a Matrix group.
Yeah, I'd recommend using playlists. Actually, we have a lot of videos, and and you don't have to subscribe either to our channel, but it's a good idea. You know, when we post a new video, it'll come to you. You don't have to worry about missing out. And you can see, you know, pretty much Matrix or listing management, whatever you're doing. If you click on the playlist, you know, you'll see Matrix 101, 201, 301 on the right there.
Right.
And makes it nice and easy. Pick the one you want to do.
Yeah. And we keep tailoring them. They're sort of like the Golden Gate Bridge, folks. You get it painted, and then they come along and change it on you, and you got to start painting all over again. We are constantly in production. Carlos is regularly videotaping his webinars so he can give you the most recent, most up-to-date information. You know, rules change, software changes. We learn new things. You know, how to, you know, hey, can you teach us something on school district? So Kim, that's probably the best place to find out how to use advanced data fields to search by school district as well. So you're right. You know, schools sell houses, definitely. Anybody else, Carlos? Should we move forward?
Yeah, we don't have any question. Let's go ahead and move.
Okay. You know, while we're here, I want to go back to, did I save that page? You know, remember that list of clients we had? I should have saved the page. I didn't, but that's okay. Because right over here, if you've never seen this before, oh, that was too fast. Right over here, upper right corner of this page, it's on every matrix page, recent searches. This is the last 50.
Mark,
oh, it doesn't
sorry,
show.
you're not sharing. You're not sharing. We're seeing you.
You're seeing me again. Let's try this. Okay, here we go. Let's start over, sort of. I had a list of homeowners. I didn't save the list. Should have saved the list. But I want you to know that on every matrix page over here in the upper right-hand corner, this is the last 50 things you've done over the last 7 days. It just remembers what's going on. That was the third search I did. It's a record search. You can see it right here highlighted in green. I'll bring that up. And here they are. These are the 817 neighbors, right? And I want to talk about sort of mining data, right? Getting a little more information, finding out about people, finding out, you know, who's been there the longest, that kind of stuff. Now, we know that this neighborhood pricing right now for this 4-bedroom home is in the upper, I think it was 1 point. Let's just look at my CMA. How's that?
1.3.
1.8.
Oh, 1.8.
Yeah, 1.8 on the median sale price, right? So if I'm looking at this giant list of customers, right, possible customers right here, I'm going to slide over to the right because one of the options, not the assessed value. Where is it? Did I move it last time? Recording date. Oh, last sale price. Right here. Some of these are so old, the county didn't even digitalize them yet. I'm going to click it once, just like a standard matrix column. I'm going to click it once, right? That's lowest to highest. Click it again, highest to lowest. Now this was a supermarket, so we're like I said, it has everybody's address in this whole thing, right? Here's that one, these people bought, this is that whole zip code, or no, this was a neighborhood that we were looking at. So look is what happens as you go down the list, and I'm going to go way down the list here. This is 2014, 2018. Now I'm back in the 2000. Look at what they bought these houses for. Let's go way, way, way down the list. Let's go to page 14. 32,000, 33,000, 35,000. These people are sitting on $1.8 million homes, and they purchased it for 35,000. Right, this for 34.9, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. This is called your equity list, right? There is so much intel, so much resource involved in these search for public records. You can search any neighborhood you want. You can draw a circle around it. You can go that 2-mile radius concept, right? You can say, no, I just want this neighborhood right here. I only want one road, Twin Creeks Road in Saratoga. That's all I want, right? I want to know everyone that lives on Twin Creeks Road. So many opportunities available in finding out who lives in these homes, right? Where are the homes? What are the homes according to the county, right? And what did they pay for it way back in the 70s kind of thing. Any questions on that?
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Kim.
Hi. So you were under search, and what was the next item you clicked to get that, the street or the area?
I went, let's see.
What was the option? Search and
then public records.
Oh, public records. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
bet.
Mark, one of the things I wanted to add before you move to the next topic, for those of you who want to just get single family homes, you can go back to the criteria button right there. And there is underneath land use that if you come to the class, to the matrix tax records or real estate tax records, we talk about it. Land use, almost at the bottom of the page, right above the green buttons, you can type in SFR for single family homes, and it'll just give you the results on single family homes, 581. So
that's nice.
Just to remove the other ones.
Yep, that's nice, Carlos. Hey, Jody.
Okay.
You've got,
So
oh, look who's there. Hi, dude.
I have a friend, he's not feeling good.
Oh,
He's
no.
asleep and does not want me to put him down. So
Okay. Hey.
This is Miguel.
Hi, Miguel. And we all have, what you're doing is the toughest job in the world.
I've tried to put him down at least twice during this.
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna
not
happen.
happening. So
you were gonna talk about just some open house etiquette, open house, great tips, tricks, that kind of stuff. Let me turn it over to you.
Yep, I'm going to share my screen. So I think you guys can all see this. So these are just some open house things for agents on how to, prepare your buyers and your sellers. Your sellers are about to have people come through their house, and they probably haven't had that, from the public and from strangers. So these are some of the things to tell your sellers. Clean the house, declutter it as much as they can. I know, sometimes it's really hard, but try to clear off countertops, try to put things away, put your valuables away. Don't leave jewelry sitting on top of things. Don't leave money laying around, credit cards, any of those types of things. Have them put that stuff away in a safe or just in a drawer or out of sight. Don't be home. A lot of people think that they should be at home, but they shouldn't be at home. And that includes, bigger pets. If you've got a dog or something like that, try to take them with you. Cats are a little harder, but if you are going to have an animal at home, I think you should have it posted at the front door that there may or may not be animals in the home. If the house has cameras, a lot of people have Ring cameras and different things throughout the house. Legally in the state of California, you do need to post that there are cameras in the house. The other thing is, if it records sound, and this goes to the buyer piece, let them know that they've watched that video. They may or may not hear things about the house that they don't want to hear. Why did they paint it this color? Why did they do this? I don't like this. It's going to happen. I think a lot of people realize now that someone's going to buy a house and gut it or completely change it, and they need to just understand that's part of the process. Let's see, for buyers, these are things to tell your buyers: be respectful, look, don't touch, be on time. If your open house is from 1 to 4, try not to show up at 3:50. If you're going to do a really quick walkthrough, that's fine. But if you want to do a thorough walkthrough, be respectful of the agent's time or who's ever there. So that goes to the be on time. Don't go through drawers and medicine cabinets and all those types of things. That's not yours. You're not buying a dresser. So don't open it. Maybe open the closets because you want to see how big they are. Tell them if you are sending your buyers on their own, make sure that then they walk into that house, they tell who's ever there, yes, I have an agent. I know there's a lot of people that don't do that, but you need to let them know you have an agent. Give people space. If there's already somebody in a bedroom, tell them go look at something else. That way you don't, especially with COVID, it's a good idea to just give people some space. Keep negative comments to yourself. It's okay to talk. It's okay to, maybe I'd paint that green or something like that, but don't, completely just destroy the house. Ask permission. Sometimes people want to take pictures to remember, or if they do want to open very specific things, ask permission if it's okay to do that. Let's see. At the open house for the agents, have those flyers of the house, have those stat sheets that Mark and Michelle went through, have your business cards. Snacks are back. My recommendation is probably pre-packaged so you don't have everybody pawing at the cookies. Proper signage, not only on the door, letting people know what your expectations are, meaning take off your shoes or there are cameras present. The sellers do have the ability to require a mask. So if you require a mask, you need to put that at the door. Proper signage also goes to your open house signs, but pick those up. Don't leave them there at 9 o'clock at night. Don't leave them there throughout the weekend. That's not your free marketing. So make sure you have proper signage and a sign-in book. You can ask people to sign in. If they don't want to, they don't have to. So those are just some of my tips and tricks. If anybody else has, anything that they would like to share, raise your hand for certain things that you do that makes a successful open house. The other thing I think we mentioned that the open house doesn't just start when you put it on the open house. Utilize the broker tour, utilize the marketing meetings, go and pitch your homes. Not very many people do. Use that as a tool. Use the broker open house to go preview a house before you send your clients or before you go with them, to make sure it's something that they're going to want to see. Don't waste everybody's time just making the rounds. So those are the things that I have. But if anybody else has anything they'd like to share, you're more than welcome to raise your hand or jump in.
Jody, one of the greatest, I think it was just a good sales tip that I heard from an agent who's now moved up to the Sacramento area. If he had it was his listing and he had an afternoon open house, the homeowners are gone, right? They've left for the afternoon. He always went and had a really good dinner delivered, right? Because he had kicked them out of their home all day, right? Now they're coming back and they got to make dinner and all that. He just had dinner ready to go for him, basically. Just heat it up and go. Nice little note. Hey, had a great day. That kind of stuff. It's sales, it's marketing, it's that relationship building, and in many cases, it's personal touch.
So the flip side of that is, yeah, they've been out all day, but maybe suggest something that you like to go do. Do they have kids? Suggest somewhere for them to go for the afternoon.
Yeah.
Build relationships with local restaurants and things like that, and say, hey, if I send my client here for lunch, can I get a 25% off discount of their bill if they present my business card? Start building those relationships, because the seller is going to remember that and think, wow, that was really nice for them to suggest somewhere for me to go, or to at least get me a discount on lunch. We always talk about it's a tough market out there. So make sure that when that seller wants to, sell again, that they remember you because of those little extra steps that you took.
Right. Or build that referral base, right? Of that homeowner that says, you wouldn't believe what my agent did for me. That's
tickets to the movies. I mean, we just went to the movies. There was nobody there. Get them 4 tickets to a movie theater or something along those lines.
Afternoon theater run. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Any other recommendations? And I'm more than happy if we're done with open house, if you've got any last minute questions on anything, right? Clear cooperation, members only, listing management, auto email, the biggest question we always get, auto email. So let's open it up and test our trainers, as they say. Give me a tough question, kind of stuff.
If anybody has questions related to MLS, open houses, any of those things, now is your chance to ask before next month.
Yeah. Looks pretty good. It's all right. They're a little shy. It's a Monday. I get it. Hey, Carlos, you've got 2 training classes tomorrow that they may want to take advantage of. Your morning class is that getting started. And I'm going to recommend, even though, let's say you've been with us for 15 years, you may want to take a getting started class all over again. We've made changes in the last 10 years or in the last year. So Carlos, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning?
Yes, I'll see everyone at 10 o'clock if they are new. And even if you're new, as Mark said, please come to the class, because it's the highlights of all our systems and rules and regulations and pretty much everything compressed into just 1 hour. But I believe it's a benefit.
Absolutely.
And it's a good class.
And then in the afternoon at 1 o'clock, you're doing a market updates report. That's those automated reports.
That's the auto emails that you were talking about. Correct.
Yeah. So that Carlos is going to show you how to set up Matrix. So it's just delivering you information on your marketplace, right? What's new? What's sold just recently? Hey, give a CMA once every Monday morning. Give me a CMA kind of stuff. It's that staying in touch with every single listing. Because I've always thought there's nothing better when, a client says, yeah, but this price, this house is, is a little more expensive than that house I saw down the street. And you get to say, let me tell you something about 123 Main Street. Did you see the foundation, right? Have you seen, the color of the bathtub, that kind of stuff? No, you get to know listings just by the pictures. And so those reports that Carlos is going to show you how to run and get automatically delivered to you allow you to just spend some time and click into the listings and stay in touch with your market. You may even stumble across the $1,555,700,000 and something $1,000 3-bedroom 2-bath that showed up this week over the weekend in San Jose. The listing agent just added 3 too many zeros onto that listing.
And Mark, there's a question from Raman here. But it says how to get to the setup matrix class.
Oh, yeah, how to actually get the class.
How to register probably, is that what he's asking?
Yeah. I would so Raman, I would log into Pro, right? Get to the Pro homepage. Upper right corner of the screen is that training link. It's on every single page. And come on down to the bottom of this calendar, because right there on the Tuesday, the 29th at 10 a.m. is the start time. And here's how to add it. Get the link, come to the session, and there's the big register button down there at the bottom.
And if they miss it, Mark, we teach the class every Tuesday at 10. So simple.
That's that. It's that important of a class. And like I say, it's even more important sometimes if you're, a gray-haired veteran like me. I'm going to call me a veteran. Come back to class. We'll teach you a few things, little tricks and tips to get along.
And Suzanne Stone is asking, do we have those classes recorded or recorded classes?
And yes, you do, right?
I think we do.
Yeah.
So as Mark already showed you, we have our YouTube channel, our YouTube page. You can go there. I don't know if you can share that screen with us real quick, Mark, the YouTube, and walk us through. I think you already did, just in case. It's right there. Just type in MLS listings, go below. In the middle of the page where you see the circle with our logo, that's our YouTube page. Click on that. And I would recommend you to subscribe to this page because you can get all the videos that David Scalora is working on. You're going to get them automatically right there. Subscribe and wait for the videos to come to you instead of you going after the videos. And then right there in the middle of the page, we have our library. Or if you're looking for a specific class, on the right-hand side of where Mark is at right there, there's a little magnifying glass. You can type in the name of the class like Matrix 101, and it takes you automatically to that one. So Matrix 101, enter, and voila, you get it right there. So it's really easy. We have them right here on the YouTube page, and we also have them on the support page. If you go back to our pro support right there, click on that, which is a great page that the customer service department created for us. On the right-hand side right there, on-demand training. So both places, same videos.
Yep. And Carlos, you also get the all of Michelle's videos as well. So all the monthly reports, the specials the specials she does regarding regional economics and what's going on the national level and how that reflects on the local level. Dave and Michelle are always got new material coming through the system for you. So,
and these are all resources that are free. So take advantage. If you ever have questions, go to that training or the pro support tabs on your matrix, and all of this information is there. And then again, we are here the fourth Friday of every month.
Yep.
Monday. Today's Monday. It's not Friday. The fourth Monday of every month. So if you ever have questions or again specific topics you want to hear about, we're here.
Yep. And Jody, you and I get together with Miranda, who's out there in the crowd somewhere, on the second Monday. Tuesday. Yeah, second Monday. And we chat over, okay, here's the list of everything that's come in. What are we going to do? Kind of stuff. So we'll take your recommendations all month long, but we're going to make that decision for the next show here in a couple of weeks. So could be listing management. Hey, if you want to do a thing on rules, we'll bring Robert Bustamante over and we'll talk about the rules kind of stuff. These are workshops.
The other thing we didn't talk about is make sure that if there's anything specific about your open house, when you put it on the open house, that you're going to be doing it, you use the notes section. Use it thoughtfully. If you're going to require masks, put that. If you have, again, anything specific about the house that you need someone to know, an agent ahead of hand that's going to be searching, use that notes section.
And I wanted to add to this, Jody, that if they want to add an open house, it's going to be active first in our system. They cannot do the members only. Is that right, Mark? If they have a members only,
you can do members only show, but you can't do members only no show.
Right.
Yep. That's a bad. We're gonna. In fact, the software won't even let you do it. So, Jody, always a good time. I like playing with you guys. It's fun.
It's a lot of fun. Absolutely.
And come and see us again, everybody. And head to the score website for the video. That's where they'll pick it up. Tell a friend, as they say, right? And come back and see us next month. We enjoy doing these. So
I'm glad you guys find it informational. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next month.
Alrighty.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Mark, David, everyone. See you soon.